Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, man, they're not even gonna know Cam's not here today. Jeez, welcome to
don't do that shit and look at me at the same time.
welcome to a very special trial lawyers only edition of the CHG weekly recap. As you'll notice, there's only trial lawyers here. Cam's out this week celebrating an extended Mother's Day. So Cam, we miss you, but he'll be back next week. But we do have all the most important members of the firm here today, and I'm gonna go ahead and start by asking the most important member of the firm how their week was. So.
It was great, man.
Well, on that note, Igor, we'll go in reverse order here. Igor, what have you been up to this week, man?
Thank you. So we hired someone last week. She started Friday, and the role involves a lot of management and involves a lot of trial stuff, but really a lot of management, making sure the litigation moves at the right speed, making sure that the trials are happening properly, just a lot of supervision, stuff like that. So because it is that kind of role, it requires a lot of onboarding, a lot of one-on-one, going over everything, making sure that the person's up to speed and all that kind of stuff. And so I literally have spent the whole week doing that. We're meeting 4 or 5 hours a day, going over stuff, answering questions, and then I've done just a little bit of legal work on the side. I had a summary judgment motion that the defense had filed on the case, and then I'm beating that. I think that was Tuesday or something like that, and that's pretty much it. Just onboarding, did that summary judgment thing, and then I got I think 10 or 9 PI cases that got sent my way to moving forward and get them tried or settled. And so I got up to speed on them as well, making sure that I knew exactly what was happening. And that's pretty much it, though. That's the whole week. What about you, Dylan?
Most important person last. Here we go, John.
Well, I guess we abandoned that plan. So, obviously I had normal appointments and depots, client meetings and stuff that I kept this week. But I think the most impactful thing, or the thing that I felt, was the biggest weight off my shoulders is, you might recall, the big tort reform that happened in Florida a couple months back. And as a firm, we executed and filed, I don't even remember how many lawsuits we filed at that time. But the plan at that time was let's get them filed. And then the next move was, obviously, we had to assign cases out. It resulted in me getting a good amount of cases. And really, I sat down this week, and I had been, really kind of putting off, because I knew it was going to take a lot of time getting the summons filed and kind of getting the files in order and really getting the cases off the ground and moving. And I set aside a day and a half this week where I was able to just sit down, just focus on that, and got every single one of the new cases that I had, which was probably close to half of what we filed on. And just, got all the summonses filed, got all kind of the groundwork going on the cases, the files in order, got them teed up and, ready to really, hit the pavement and start, being aggressive and litigating the cases and doing good work for the clients. But it was good because after a day and a half of doing that, the anxiety that I've been feeling for 2 weeks of not doing that was gone, and now we can just focus and do the things that we need to do on the cases. And that's what I've been up to, work-wise. The other, really great thing that I got to do this week was I got to go to Kendall Ice Arena to see a very, very special hockey player.
That was supposed to be my recap, bro.
Well, he's known at the arena as Engelbender Gonzalez because that's what he looks like on skates.
No, it's because that's what happens to other people when I'm juking them left and right,
So I got to go and see Dylan. He's learned to play hockey, and he is what we would call a duster in the hockey world. I'm glad you asked what that means, Igor, because what that means is he sits at the end of the bench and collects dust. Now, I'm kidding. Now,
glad to see John, building up his colleagues over here so they can actually play this game with him.
Well, what I will say is I have high hopes for Dylan. I know he's focused. I know he's dedicated. He's going to put in the work and the time so that at some point he's going to be able to carry my bag into the arena.
I just don't know. Have you realized what you're going to do, 6 months' time?
6 months' time, you'll be carrying my bag into the arena.
Nah, but 6 months' time is how long it's going to take me for me to be better than you in hockey, bro.
So that's what I've been up to this week, but I'll let Dylan talk about his escapades into the hockey world.
This week has been a pretty big week because I actually played my first hockey game Monday night. And then, did my laundry and got all my gear and was just completely focused for really what was going to happen on Thursday, which is coming up soon. Well, I guess this upcoming week. And
you mean yesterday?
Yeah, exactly. No, this upcoming week. And so I've just been laying out my gear and stuff, just kind of thinking about that, what my game plan's going to be, what position I'm going to play, No, but on a serious note, this past week was really just kind of catching up, getting back up to speed from being out on vacation. Still getting through emails. Like, it's incredible how quickly those things kind of add up. Sending out some stuff to different providers, making some payments for our cases that did close, paying out clients, which is always a great feeling. When you're able to kind of give your clients some money. Get the medical providers and the doctors and different MRI facilities, get them paid. Meet with one of our partners that we do a lot of trial work for, and then had a couple meetings this week just in terms of managing the pre-suit division and making sure that we get that up and running properly, because the reality is over the last few months where there's been being in trial with Cam and prepping, I think we had like 3 cases set in that 2-week period, and they all were in the top 5 of that trial order, and we ended up going on one, or the tort reform sprint that we had. Things have just been kind of pretty bottlenecked here at CHG. So bottlenecked. They've been bottlenecked here at CHG. So this past week's been really just kind of getting a lot of KPIs, key performance indicators in place for our staff. Doing some management. Had a couple meetings. One with Igor, just to kind of make sure we're holding ourselves accountable and moving things in the right direction. And then also, with our other staff that we have in the pre-suit department. And that's been pretty much it. I think one of the exciting things is just seeing, the transition of the firm. We're always going to have, our cases that we try. We're always going to be in production to a certain extent. But, over the past handful of years, we've all gone from being a lot more production heavy to now more of a management focused. And, it's not that it's like any easier or harder, but it's just a completely different thing. And you just have to learn how to do it. And to be honest with you, it's actually kind of exciting for me because I really, enjoy dealing with people generally. And I think that we can all get better. And because it's a new area to improve, I look towards just kind of being better at managing and providing direction, to your staff, so we can kind of all work towards that common goal and just being a better person in the firm, So that's been pretty much it. But I am pretty excited, no matter how much shit this guy talks on the hockey thing. It's actually pretty cool, and I can't stop yet. So I'm like that dude in Mighty Ducks that's just like skating 100 miles an hour down the ice. And
that guy was from Miami.
Yeah, in fact, my first breakaway, I scored. What he left out is actually on the first breakaway, I did score the first goal of the game, and after I scored the goal of the game, in order to stop, I ran straight into the boards.
What he's not telling you is they were playing without goalies.
Why do you gotta drop that fact, bro? That doesn't matter. I mean, it's just kind of like a miracle that I was able to freaking skate down the ice, stick handle properly in order to kind of get the puck in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was good.
Those details don't really matter that much, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a goalie there, I don't even think it would have reached the net. But
that's debatable. I'd say that's something we call speculation, Sean.
But anyway,
but yeah.
Another week.
Cheers, guys. And Cam, happy Mother's Day.
Salute.